Hey guys, welcome to a brand new episode of Hot Projects. We take a look at some of the biggest games on the blockchain right now. We're going to take a look at quite a lot of new projects, look at some of the old projects, talk about token prices, play to earn as a whole, or play and earn, as I think we're evolving into. And yeah, I think it's going to be a good one today. Hopefully you enjoy it. Let's get into today's video. First up, I want to start by taking a look at this tweet because it really points out some of the top potential shooter GameFi projects in 2022. Some of which we've covered before, some not. We've got games like Tryhard, which is top-down shooter. They've been doing all right. These are games that are a little bit older, but starting to develop their game further. And I really like these style of games. I think they work really, really well. They're top-down. But we have a few more that I think have more potential in the future. We've got Decimated. We talked about Decimated last week. This RPG post-apocalypse cyberpunk metaverse that is a third-person shooter, and I think it could do really, really well. Mass multiplayer online. I think this could be really one of the top competitors because this is a project that's been in the works for a long time, so it's probably a little bit further ahead than some third-person shooters out there. Listed on Steam. Originally was going to be a crypto game, then wasn't a crypto game. Now it's come back to being a crypto game. We talked about this last week. The DO tokens doing really well. Decimated. We see it having a 14.8% bump today, but if we look over the past 7 days, so we talked about it in last week's hot projects, and it was down at 12 cents. So you could have made a nice 25% if you bought that and hold that until now. Other games include the Harvest game. This is a game that I am heavily looking forward to. This has been the one that's in the works for a while now. Free-to-play, mobile shooter, powered by the blockchain. And quality of this, I love the artwork, I love the styling of it. I think it's just looks very different to some of the other play-to-earn first-person shooters out there, third-person shooters. It's going to have those abilities that I think they're going to separate apart from other games. So it's a bit more Overwatch style than your typical shooter. Working together in teams. You see some portal action there. So you can see the bottom right, the different abilities that you can use. It's just going to add a bit more variety, more skill to the game. So this is one that I definitely agree should be in the top 10 potential shooters. They've got Golden Bros in there. We've covered Golden Bros before. I was playing that for a long time, but they delayed the token. And I still don't think you can transfer your tokens. I'm not sure. The GBC or GBP token. GBC token, I think it is. And it's still a fun game, a really fun game. Definitely recommend getting in now is a really good time because the price of the NFTs, I was taking a look at, if you buy the item cube, you can get this off KuCoin. 78 for a Master Kung Chef. The durability might be a little bit lower on that one. But yeah, that would be about $7.8, considering that was about $100 to $300 when it was first available. Master Kung's probably the best. Sugar is a really good one to have as well. I quite liked using the shotgunner. Can't remember his name. Good. Gregory, that's it. Yeah, Gregory Biker. The SR version of him. It's still $23, relatively cheap. I definitely think these could be worth buying if you like this style of game and want to get entry to something that is below $100. Buy Netmarble, so obviously a huge mobile game developer. And a few other projects there that I think we're worth looking at, but definitely the Harvest game and Decimated stand out for me as future games that have huge potential. I'll put a link to that tweet in the description below so you can check it out if you want to. Shout out to chainplay.gg for putting out that nice thumbnail. Next up, we have a project which I really like the look of because in Web3, there is a big risk in some of the games that you download. There are a lot of scams out there and people have been hit by downloading an unzip file, unzipping it, and then getting hit with a virus that could hack your wallet and steal all your NFTs or your tokens, and you just don't want to take that risk. So I'm really interested in a platform that works similar to Steam in the blockchain world, where you can download the game from there, where the games have been vetted, so you know you're downloading something that isn't going to give you a virus. And one of the projects doing that is Elixir, and it has a lot of big titles on there, some of which we've covered in the past. So we see Chronos Dawn of Time. This is a project that I really like the look of. It looks like a really fun RPG platformer, and other projects that we've covered are on there as well. So even going way back, so Nine Tails was a project which I'm still holding an NFT for. We've got Koakuma, I've heard of, Undead Blocks, of course, Elysium Life Beyond coming soon. We've got Time Raiders, and they also put the dates at which some of these are coming soon. So this is Thursday, September the 15th, so not long at all for this release date. Time Raiders is not a game that I've covered, but one that I have been following because I really like the concept behind it. That you be able to travel through time and face different enemies. I love top-down shooters like this. If they're balanced really well, they can work so good and just be really fun to play. So excited for this game as well. So we've got loads of games within this platform, some which I've not heard of: Runiverse, Monstropoly, projects that I've not actually come into contact with. And this will give you a good, step into some crypto games if you're not somebody who is crypto savvy. Ninetales, a project that we covered a way back. This is going to be an NFT card game. NFT card games, I think it's going to be a struggle because we're getting so many different types of them. I think they need to be intuitive and fun to play, interesting in terms of the variety of decks that you can play, but not too complex that you lose people in the first couple of minutes that they're playing it. And yeah, I'm glad to see that some of the projects that we've bought NFTs for, though, in the past are coming into fruition. This is one that I still own, and a Ninetales NFT on the Ethereum blockchain. Yeah, so Elixir is looking to be maybe the big Steam of the blockchain universe, and definitely worth checking it out and following. Put the links to their Twitter down in the description below. You can check that out. Next up, again, I'm still playing Mones. I'm really enjoying this. I just think it's a really good, it's a good turn-based battle, but it does have the strategy of picking up a good squad, of positioning. It makes a huge impact. I do almost have everybody at level 40. We just got Lubu to level up, and the reason why I've been getting to level 40 is because I really wanted to be able to engage with one of the dungeons. Once you get these charged up, you get to past 45%, you can play an epic dungeon that has a higher drop rate than the normal stages, and this guarantees you to drop hero, but also has a chance of getting some legendary. I've probably done about 10 so far and still haven't got my beautiful legendary. I only have one legendary piece, which I picked up off the marketplace. I haven't got any others, so let's go in with that. Enter, and here's my strat for going in. So the end guy is so difficult to beat in terms of this is just so tanky. You just need to survive. I don't use supers, although I accidentally just let them go. Just use your basic attacks that will charge up quickly. Usually charges up ready for the second and then third battle. So take the enemies out. You can, if you're really stretched, I would use the advanced strategy and target one enemy at a time with everybody. That will limit the amount of damage that they do to you. And going on to the next one, you can see that some of the effects that I've used are charged back now, so we can use them to take these down a bit quicker. And I could pay attention to where I'm placing these attacks, but I don't really need to with these characters. I can get by pretty easily against these enemies, and you see they do some damage to Lubu and Balba, but they're just so tanky they barely take any damage. And then this is the thing that you got to do here. So as soon as you can, take your tanks to the back and position them there. That'll mean the dragon's attack fires the other way and misses your weaker guys at the back. And then I get my tornado, position that there, and that'll suck all those in. And then we can just use some of our other effects. Then I can just switch it to ×2. We see we suck all those up together and front. It deals with them very quickly. And you see where he lays this down. It should, if you position them quicker, you get a bit more time if you're going with newer. He's actually attacked the other way. But from now on, because they'll be dealing damage straight up to him, he will he'll miss. He won't attack these guys at the back, so they can stay weak. They'll just heal up whilst these guys take the hits. And Lubu and Barbar are just so tanky, they can stay there for days. Just make sure they're positioned right at the back, and then I can leave it, and they will eventually defeat him. And now, initially, as I was a bit weaker, I would have to use Erica to revive somebody. See her going in. Sometimes she creeps a bit forward. Once she's used that ability, just pull her back again. But Balbar and Lubu are so tanky, I rarely need to use the revive now. I would say I'm going in on the second boss as well. I'd say it was the easier out of the early ones. I can do it on first one, but you have to do a bit more advanced strategy to make sure that you don't lose your guys in the process. Move them back again. So this guarantees a hero piece of equipment. I don't need any more hero equipment because I've got all the hero equipment for every single person, all enhanced. But I do need it to break down to be able to get shards, to be able to build up, to hopefully get in a legendary chest. But that's going to take a long time. So we'll just speed it up here. See, the Lubu's about to die. Will he survive it? And he's got King's Shield up. That's going to give him 2,000 hits that he can take, damage he can take. He dies. But then we get that revive, so it's no problem. And Barty's super. But as soon as he uses this, he's dead. Yeah, so that's what I was aiming for. Getting it to fire that way so it misses all of my weaker, lower HP characters. Okay, so we've done it. Come on, can we get a first legendary piece? Live. Come on. Nah, we've got the hero scale gloves. So, building those up. You get a magic stone, only one, which is a bit annoying. It'd be better if you got like 3 at least. So now I can go to all my equipment. You can see I've got 35 metal shards. You need 100 to be able to open that chest. And so I can go to my hero equipment. And then you want to grind. Do the NES grind. Get 14 shards. We've got a big bunch here. So we can grind all this. 1 metal fragment, so that's better because that equals 20 of the blue shards. Grind. It's still not a lot because you need 20 to be able to get 1 legendary shard. It's a lot. Oh, 3. That was very good. So sometimes you will get higher, sometimes lower. 18. Oh, what the hell? We just got 2 metal myth fragments. Oh my god. Okay. I didn't know you could get mythic. I mean, we didn't even get legendary. I didn't know you could get mythic. It's just another 98 to go, and then we get our first mythic equipment. Yeah, so we can see we've got plenty of NES to use up. I'm going to save that spirit staff because I want that. General vest. I want to keep that. So now we go to craft. You can see. We can now. Oh no! I didn't want to craft that. What have I done? I wanted to transfer that to. I wanted to make hero fragments. I didn't do max on that. Craft max. Yeah, I could have had 5 extra fragments there. 7 fragments. You can see now I can craft 2 legendary metal fragments. Only 2. That's how it's going to take a long time to get that 100 legendary fragments. We'll see. Yeah, so that's my progress in Mones. Check it out. All the links to this will be down in the description below. But I'm really enjoying this game. It's got a lot of variety to it. I want to see some upgrades to see there's an invasion mode coming at some point, where that'll give you access to more mithril, which is essential because you need it in the crafting of the legendary gear. 27. I still need to craft a ton of legendary weapon craft stones as well. And if we go to craft, so see, that's going to be hard to craft as well. Yeah, difficult. But yeah, I'm just chipping away at the twin towers now. I can get all the magic stones every time, and it's just getting past that dark tower, past 4, 8, past 4, 7, 8, 9, and 10 are really hard if you haven't got all dark or all whatever the type is for the day. Yeah, so that's Mones. Check it out. In other news, we have Thetan Arena, who have obviously created a MOBA which worked really, really well. You know, in terms of the token price, this is one where it was hugely hyped up, and obviously that token price dipped significantly from where it went up to. So this is, I mean, that's 13 cents in the beginning of September. If we go to a daily chart, we can see that this was all the way up at 21 cents, coming all the way down to 10 cents now. And that was obviously hugely hyped up before release, and we saw a token that didn't fit with the play to earn like we've seen, you know, and expected to see actually things like what we saw in Bomb Crypto, where this token goes up and up and up. And the THC token, let's see how that's doing. 0.003, that was at $1 at one point. And so yeah, some significant dips. $2 at its all-time high. But they are actually releasing a new game. We don't have massive amounts of details on this. It looks like we've got some like smaller versions, kind of like Funko Pops, of the characters in Thetan Arena with similar kind of eyes. And there's not any details on what this game is actually gonna look like or function like at all. But hopefully, I think this could be a good move for them if they create a good game. You know, something that I genuinely believe creating a game now in the bear market is the best time you do it, because nobody's going to be buying your token for a quick profit, thinking that the token's going to boom. So it is going to be people who are just wanting to play a game. Whether they use the same token, or whether we're going to see Thetan Gem. I mean, Thetan Gem obviously is going to work because it's called Thetan Rivals. They haven't gone for a different title for the game. I think they probably will. It makes sense, but they might want to like buff up another token and create a new one, and I don't think that'll be a good move personally. I feel stick to the token that you've got, give it more utility within different games, show people that actually you are going to create new games that will give that token utility, so it incentivizes people to hold it for the next game, or to earn it for the next game, earn and hold. But yeah, we'll wait to see that. But with open beta being in this September, we have 19 days that's going to come within that period. So I'll keep my eye out on that and keep you up to date with any changes around that. Next up, a project we haven't covered for a long time, Monster Infinite. They've been really slow to get out of the gates with their game comparatively to things like Draco Master. And you know, I've lost a little bit of faith in this project personally, but they are working on a fairly solid mini game called Tap War, and you know, they're still making progress with this game. So you know, I'm gonna keep backing it as long as they keep producing new stuff. And just an interesting thing, the reason why I wanted to mention it is that early investors and VCs have now had their tokens fully distributed, and that actually led to the token doing a 2x. So you know, down here went all the way up to 14 cents, and I think that's really good for the token. I mean, it's still got a 29 million market cap, That includes locked and excludes burn, though. But this brings up a really important discussion that I wanted to have around that and other play-to-earn games. Is that we see games with a smaller market cap and not many people, maybe not as well known in terms of buying this hype beforehand. Which we've had launch pads obviously selling huge amounts of tokens, but those people, how many of those people buying off launch pads actually go on to play the game? I wouldn't be surprised if it was less than 5%. And therefore, you have 95% of people holding a token that they're probably just going to sell at the best opportunity. Whereas if you've got, start with a really socially driven, just community-based token that is not hyped up beforehand, I think it could work really, really well. As we see in games like Mones, where the token has real good utility within the game, a lot of good ways to use it, and it has not a huge reward for winning first place, but enough to incentivize you to play. And also it's the gameplay that incentivizes you to. So as you saw before, I really wanted to get to be able to defeat an epic dungeon. And we've seen tokens like this in this bear market go from 23 cents all the way up to 50 cents. Now this is where it has been before the hype, but we're seeing a slow, steady recovery over August into September. And I feel we could actually start seeing this if we start seeing more tokens deliver in, being made available to people in purely throughout the game, or being able to buy it off marketplaces, not necessarily launch pads straight away, and not this huge hype beforehand, just games releasing and then letting the gameplay decide whether it's worth getting hyped up about. We're not talking about these trailers which are really high definition, high res, really good quality, but then actually the gameplay doesn't match it at all because people are going to be buying the trailer, not the actual game. So I'd be really interested to see how play to earn is going to look over the next couple of months, especially when we start to see these bigger games coming out that are more in line with where things are at outside of the crypto space. Another hot project and another feature for Undead Blocks, because this is just bringing out such good tournaments, free to play. People can download this now and play it. You can just go to the wagyu.io website. And yeah, it runs really smooth. It's a zombie game, which is just like Call of Duty zombies. You are shooting them down within 10 minutes, trying to get as many kills, or in this tournament, trying to get as much XP. So you're really favoring those headshots. We're going in with AK. We've already had a run, one good full run. We managed to survive this time. It's better than the MP5 because you get the MP5 as well as a secondary weapon if you want to choose it. Use that backup as if I run out of ammo, but the AK has just got better stopping power. It has 10 extra bullets, so it's much better. So we're going to get into this and see if we can't beat where we were at. So if we actually check the leaderboards, currently 1,254th, so nowhere near the top. I mean, these guys are pulling double the score, which is insane. So let's get into this one. I'll show you my strat for this. Pretty similar to what I've been doing. Running, trying to build up a train. So let's do the roundabout. Let's go round and round.
I need my bottle.
Just the ones that clip you from the sides. The bloody ones with the...
Full market.
Get a headshot. Oh my god, how did I not get a headshot?
Need to reload. Cover me. Reloading.
Ah! If it hit me, that would have been rough. Oh, beautiful line in the kill there. Brought me a world of freedom, that has. Oh, come on.
Get off me!
6 seconds left. Just destroy them. Shoot everybody in your way. As many points as you can. 48,200. There we go. I think that's a PB. I think that's a PB. Let's go over 50,000. I thought. It's a personal best. Wow. Okay. 1,274. We get 22 gold Z bucks, which I think would be the most that we've got from a single tournament, but this still has a whole day, almost 2 days left on it. At this point, so today's Saturday, we run through to Sunday, and this will be available for you to be able to play on a Monday. Sunday, Monday. So finally we get to do a whole project where actually you get a chance to play in the tournament that I've shown you. So yeah, I might have a couple of goes on this, see if we can get further. The difficulty is if you're not one of these top players, the difference between 1,274th and 85th isn't that much. So, you know, if we keep going, we'll see that, you know, the top 500 are only getting 80 Z bucks. I mean, these are big scores, 66,000. Obviously, I'm way off that. Respect to these people for sure for getting these killer scores. And then it's past the 60,000 mark. It's a whole extra 10, 12,000 on my score. He's going to get you 36 gold bucks. So 50,000 was 50,000 was the score I was going for. So I don't think it would make too much of a difference. We'd be looking at 23, an extra 1 Z bucks. So it's hard to grind unless, you know, you're a top player who's been playing with stuff. I've spoken with Rob, my colleague, and we've been thinking about like what do they do about aimbots? Do people use aimbots? Can people hack this game? I'm not sure about the security on it, but you know, these killer scores. Could aimbots be part of why these scores are so huge, or is it skill? I genuinely think there'll be some people out there who are able to, you know, much better than me, really pick off the people much better. I mean, I don't have too much of a strategy other than to run around. I like that going around in a circle works good for me, but I don't think I clean up those kills as quickly. I think there's a lot of periods where when you're firing forward, you're hitting somebody, you know, every couple of seconds, and then you turn around and you get like 10 in about 3 seconds. I think I need to turn around more, but it's a hard thing because you've got to take that risk of when you've got your back turned, somebody could spawn behind you and just take a hit, and it only takes a sticky situation to get you dead. But I'm really happy with that. 48,200. Let me know if you can do better down in the comments section below. Love and under blocks and their free play tournaments. Check it out. All links to this will be down in the description below. Okay, well, that's all for today's video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, please leave a like on the video. Always helps the channel out. Hit subscribe if you want to keep up to date with future content. That is all from me. See you guys soon.